Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is our recording of theory of cognitivism in psycholinguistics. So what is cognitivism? Before we delve into the material, I would like to introduce my group. There are Kevin Thiery, Linda Oktavia, Nadhira Alwidad, Shelly Audita, dan Siti Zahra.
Okay, the first one, what is cognitivism? Cognitivism can be defined as the study in psychology that focuses on mental process, including how people think, perceive, and learn, to solve problems and direct their attention to one stimulus rather than another. The cognitive learning theory explains why the brain is the most incredible network of information processing and interpretation in the body as we learn things. This theory can be defined into two specific theories, the social cognitive theory and the cognitive behavioral theory.
And next is, so in this material of cognitivism, there are two grand theory. First, Jean-Piaget theory, and the second, Vygotsky theory. Next. Jean-Piaget theory of cognitivism development suggests that children move through four different stages of learning. This theory focuses not only on understanding how children acquire knowledge, but also on understanding the nature of intelligence. Jean-Piaget theory cognitivism development originated firstly through his interest in animals and how they were equipped to cope with their environment and have the ability to survive. Piaget became intrigued with the reason children give for their wrong answer on the question that require logical thinking. He believed that this incorrect answer relieved important difference between thinking of adults and children. And Piaget believed that all the stage of development were the same for each children, and each one has to be paced in sequence.
Shelly, unmute.
In this stage, Jean Piaget have four stages of cognitive development. The first one is the sensory motor stage from birth to age 2. In this stage, during this earliest stage of cognitive development, infants and toddlers acquire knowledge through sensory experiences and manipulating objects. A child's entire experience at the earliest period of this stage occurred through basic reflexes, senses, and motor responses. In this stage, I learn about the world through basic actions such as sucking, grasping, looking, and listening. The example, the baby is given a set of soft toys that differ in texture. Through the sensory motor actions, she begins to understand the world around her and differentiate between various sensations. And the second one is the pre-operational stage from age 2 to age 7. In this stage, the foundations of language development may have been laid during the previous stage, but the emergence of language is one of the major hallmarks of the pre-operational stage of development. In this stage, begin to think symbolically and learn to use word and picture to represent objects. and getting better with language and thinking, but still tend to think in very concert terms. For the example, the name Alex find a large cardboard box and with his vivid imaginations transform it into a spaceship. He pretends to fly to different planets, showing symbolic thinking as he attributes new meaning to the box. However, if you ask him how the box be a spaceship, he might struggle to provide a logical explanation as the stage is characterized by limited understanding of cause and effect relationship.
Okay, the third one, the concrete operational stage of cognitive development. Uh, it happens while children are still very concrete and literal in their thinking. At this point in development, they became much more adept using logic. The egocentrism of the previous stage begins to disappear as kids become better at thinking about how the other people might view a situation. This stage is happened to the children at age 7 to 11. Major characteristics and developmental change during this stage. Uh, they are begin to think logically about concrete events, begin to understand the concept of conservation, that the amount of liquid in a short, wide cup is equal to that in a tall, skinny glass. Uh, the third one, thinking becomes more logical and organized, but still very concrete. The fourth, begin using inductive logic or reasoning from specific information to a general principle. For example, a kid named Lily is given two glasses of different shapes, but with the same amount of water. She understands that even though the glasses look different, the quantity of water remains unchanged. This ability to grasp conservation demonstrates concrete operational thought, where logical thinking is applied to tangible and observable scenarios. Uh, the fourth stage and the last, the formal operational stage of cognitive development. This is the final stage of Piaget's theory, involves an increase in logic, the ability to use deductive reasoning, and an understanding of abstract ideas. At this point, adolescents and young adults become capable of seeing multiple potential solutions to problems and think more scientifically about the world around them. Uh, this stage is happen in age 12 and up. Major characteristics and developmental change during this time begins to think abstractly and reason about hypothetical problems, begins to think more about moral, philosophical, ethical, social, and political issues that require theoretical and abstract reasoning. The last is begins to use deductive logic or reasoning from a general principle to specific information. For example, a kid named Mark is present with a complex math problem that requires abstract reasoning uh, and hypothetical thinking. He can analyze the problem, consider multiple approaches, and choose the most effective solution. This reflects formal operational thought where adolescents and adults can engage in abstract thinking and problem solving beyond concrete and observable situations.
Okay, the next one is theory Vygotsky. According to Vygotsky, much important learning by the child occurs through social interaction with a skillful tutor. Vygotsky believes that young children are curious and actively involved in their own learning and the discovery and development of new understanding. However, Vygotsky places more emphasis on social contribution to the process of development, whereas PSA implies self-initiated discovery. Uh, the reverse uh, Piaget theory is important why from those of Vygotsky, another influential figure in the field of child development. Vygotsky acknowledged the roles that curiosity and active involvement play in learning, but placed greater emphasis on society and culture. Piaget felt that development in larger would from within, while Vygotsky believed that external factors such as culture and people, such as parents, caregivers, and peers, play a more significant role.
So I would like to sum up from the two grand theories that we are presenting in this material. So Piaget believed that there are four stages that are known to be the development stages, from the birth to 2 years, and the second one is from the 2 years to 7 years, and the third one is 7 to 11 years, and the fourth one is 12 to up. The first stages, Piaget believed that the children learn through their sensory. They know the world through their movements and sensation. While the second stages, the children began to think symbolically and learn to use words to represent object. And the third one is the children began to think logically about concrete events. And the one, the age 12 to up, the children began to think abstractly and reason about hypothetical problems. So in this theory, while Piaget have four stages of development, Vygotsky doesn't really have stage of the development, but he thinks that Vygotsky believed that external factors such as culture or parents, caregivers, or peers, they play more significant role within the children. So that's the difference between Vygotsky theory and Piaget theory. I think that is from our presentation. Thank you so much for attention. If you have any question, you can ask through WhatsApp group or in the class. Thank you very much. I think that's it from our group. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.